Y'all still bills? What's the deal, man? It's Friday Eve. We're 2 days away from the biggest fight card this century, and I'm overjoyed. And I can't wait. So, keeping with that thing, we're gonna get into some more of these fights. So, peep game, man. Let's talk about Ortiz versus Madrimov, man. Listen, this it's hard to pick a fight. It's hard to pick a fight that's gonna be that fight. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to pick a fight that's going to be that fight, that one. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to do that because all of these fights are competitive, man. All of these fights are like, yo, man. Even if you even when you think a fighter is going to win, the fighter that you think that they're going to beat has enough to where they think you second guess them. You're gonna second guess your opinion because they're that much of a threat to the fighter that you think is gonna win. And that's the beauty of this card. All these fights are 50-50 fights. All of them. Every last one of them is a 50-50 fight. And this might be the epitome of a 50-50 fight. And let's get into this, man. I'm gonna come right off the bat and say I don't know who's gonna win this fight. I don't know who's gonna win this fight, man. They both have the style to go in there and do a demolition job on one another, man. I think it's going to be a brutal battle between the two of them, man. Virgil Ortiz, I think, has been in with the better opposition. Getting in there with Kavliasquez, I think that was a damn good win for him. That was a damn good win for him, man. And even to this day, people ain't really looking in the direction of Igor Kavliasquez. He's just too much of a handful for a lot of these dudes. It's a high risk, low reward type of fight. High risk, low reward type of fight. And then for him to hop in, just a lot of his other fights is even McKesson, that was a good win for him as well because it showed that he knows how to deal with a fighter who can punch on the go and uses lateral movement, uses feet, tap dance. He found a way to neutralize a dude who has that base style, and he got him out of there. And it wasn't like he pinned him to the ropes. To my recollection, it was about mid-ring. You dig? He lifted him off his feet with a body shot. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was brutal. It was brutal, but like that's just the beast that Virgil Ortiz is, man. So he's dealt with a multitude of different styles, man. And then for him to jump up and fight Boachuk after fighting Thomas Delore, man, I can't remember the other dude's name. I cannot remember his name. I can't remember his name. But these wasn't none of them ones at 154 pounds, man. Those wasn't one of them ones, man. Sergey Bohachuk is, as of now, one of them ones. Yeah, he had a slip up with Brandon Adams. He got knocked out against Brandon Adams. Shit happens. It's the sport of boxing, man. But he's found a way. He's worked his way back up into the position that he's in now. He's an imminent threat to everybody in the division, man. And, hey, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was a bang fest, man. That was a bang fest. Virgil Ortiz versus Sergey Bohachuk was a bang fest. And I think that right there, because that right there, you could edge Virgil on that, on that predication right there, man. And now when you look at someone like Israel Madrimov, he fought Kurbanov for as a mandatory, they were both, highly ranked in the what belt was it? Is it the WBO? I forget. I think it was the WBO. He caught a belt off, a vacant title off of that, and that eventually got him in the ring with Bud. And Bud at that point in time was top 2 pound for pound, top 3, pound for pound. And I think he's game for anybody in the division as well. He's an imminent threat for everybody in that division as well, man. So, him standing in front of Bud and making Bud look, I don't like saying human, but really giving him, resistance in that fight. I feel like that right there is that's a damn good win, you did, because who else better to make somebody look like that than a dude who's been destructive throughout, in his last division, you know what I'm saying? And then, a top 3 pound for pound fighter. So they both have been in with quality opposition. I do think Madrimov fighting Bud, even in a loss, usurps that of Virgil Ortiz fighting Bohachuk and McKesson and Cavaliasquez. I think I definitely, I definitely think that that fight usurps those victories. I do, I do. But when you peel all that back, that's just their experiences and who they've been in the, who they shared the ring with, man. That's not necessarily an analytical breakdown from a, on skill set, pros and cons between the two fighters. So let's get into that. We all know Virgil Ortiz is a pressure fighter, and I think as he, I think Robert Garcia is really, I think is he back with Robert Garcia? Robert Garcia is doing a really good job with the calculated pressure that he's applying to these fighters, man. Is just I think I see him getting his head off the line a little bit more. He's always been a dude who can cut those angles. He's always had good feet. He's always had good feet. He gets hit a lot, but that's what happens when you're a pressure fighter. You're gonna take punishment coming in. Ain't nobody just about to let you get up on him like that, man. It's just not gonna happen. You're gonna eat punches coming in. So he's gonna get hit, definitely, man. But I think with Israel Madrimov, if he's gonna have to up his work rate in this fight. He's gonna have to up his work rate in this fight, man. Do I think Madrimov is as big as a puncher as Sergey Bohachuk? I'm not so sure about that. I'm not so sure about that, man. I think Bohachuk is I think that's a pretty big puncher right there, for the division, man. So I think, I don't know if Madrimov has the one-stop punching power to gain Virgil Ortiz's respect. So I think instead of just putting one shot that one straight, that I don't know, depending on what side he fights from, I think I think he should fight him, southpaw. I think he should fight out of the southpaw stance. He couldn't out southpaw Bud. He could out southpaw Virgil Ortiz. So you fight in that stance and you send them straight, them straight, them left straights down the pipe. That could prove to be problematic, but Virgil Ortiz has a problematic right hand as well, so that could neutralize it. That could neutralize that right hand stand, or that southpaw stance. I think with Madrimov, with him he's not fleet-footed, man. He's a dude who likes, he can get in and out of the pocket, and those angles that he cuts and his feints. I think that is he should. That right there is going to cause apprehensiveness in Virgil Ortiz. I think that's going to cause apprehensiveness in Virgil Ortiz, man. I don't think he'll be as gun shy though, because I don't think Virgil Ortiz is as calculated as Bud. I think Virgil Ortiz is more, prone to being destructive and just fuck it. Let's get into the bullshit. Let's just go ahead and walk through this gauntlet. I think that's more his game right there, as opposed to Bud using his IQ. So I don't think the feints may have an effect on Ortiz. I think depending on how he uses them, depending on how precise he is with the punches that he's placing on that he's throwing at Virgil Ortiz, that could cause a level of apprehension in Ortiz. I don't know if the feints in itself is going to straight up and down be all just enough to stop halt Virgil's forward aggression. I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm not so sure. We'll find out when that fight happens on Saturday. But as of now, I don't know who I'd have in that fight, because while Virgil's aggression can be offset by Madrimov's ability to spin out and pivot out, and his feints. The feints can be a factor, man. The feints can definitely be a factor. And I will say the feints may be, if there was enough to have Bud apprehensive to let go of some shit, it could be that with Virgil Ortiz. So all these variables are factors in the fight that can potentially happen between the two of them. Definitely. So I'm really, this is a fight that I can't really call a winner on it, man. I can't be like, yo, well, he's gonna win. I don't know. I legit don't know who's going to win this matchup, man. I'm excited for it. I don't have a horse in the race. I just want to see a dope balling ass fight between the two of them. But I really cannot call it. I really cannot say who I think is going to win this fight. I can't. I can't, because I think it's that tight of a fight. I don't know, man. I know it's, on one hand it's, we're on the Facebook page, we having back and forth with, with one of the brethren on there because he's a Spence fan, and any opportunity he gets to prove Bud to be not to be what it is that we all think or know that he is, he's going to take that. So he's going with Virgil Ortiz to stop to stop Madrimov, and then you got the OD Bud fans who are they're pulling for Madrimov to stop Virgil Ortiz, so that can show that Terrence Crawford is everything that we know that he is, and it's just like, yo, just call it down the middle, man. Y'all in this extra shit, it's not necessary. It's not. Both of them are damn good fighters, man, and there's gonna be a damn good fight. If Bud fought Virgil Ortiz, it'd be a damn good fight. Of course, I'm picking Bud to win, but it would be a damn good fight nonetheless, man. So all the semantics that everybody is playing, it's kind of unnecessary. It's kind of unnecessary, man. So let's just call it like it is. Let's just call it down the middle, man. I don't know who's gonna win this fight. I'm not saying Madrimov isn't automatically guaranteed the victory because how he looked with Bud, and Virgil Ortiz isn't automatically gained the victory because he's had more. He's been in there with more fighters than Madrimov. You can't just simply use your critical thinking skills and ability to analyze a fight between the two of them. Not necessarily the eye. Well, to a certain degree, it's an eye test. All of these fights are eye tests because you can only go off what it is your eye is telling you in a fight. You know what I'm saying? You get use look at one person's deficiencies and look at one person's attributes, and you use that to come to a conclusion as to who you think is going to win the fight. Not the bullshit, the semantics. That shit is childish, man. And what my eye is telling me is I don't know. I don't know, man. I think it's a dope fight, and I'm excited for the fight, man. This is definitely gonna be one. God damn it! I keep saying this is gonna be the fight of the night, man, but we just don't know. We just don't know. Regardless, nonetheless, I'm with whoever wins the fight. I don't care who wins. I can see it being a draw. I can see it being razor thin. I can see a multitude of different outlets, but I do think it's gonna be a bang fest, and I might even lean towards a draw. I might even lean towards a draw. I might do that. Nah, I'm not gonna do that. Somebody's gonna lose, and it is what it is, man. I just don't know who that somebody is, but I'm overjoyed to find out, and I will be finding out on Saturday. Nigga ain't doing nothing. Ain't nothing more important but being on the. What Avon told them niggas ain't nothing more important to y'all niggas than being on this hunt when they was looking for Omar. Ain't nothing more important than the crescendo, the Saudi card on Saturday. So may the best man win, and I'm gonna get back with y'all with some more breakdowns. Doses.